Hello and welcome to another ShedNet E3 post review podcast. And today we've got the usual suspects here. We're going to be discussing the Bethesda conference. So the first thing they showed was the Quake Champions, which will be, so they've shown the cinematic trailer and it's going to be on eSports Play and for PC, and it's like a hero shooterish designed for eSports and stuff. So what do you all think of it basically?
Have you guys played Quake?
No.
Back in the day on no?
I've played bits of it. I remember I used to get it on, I think I played on a demo disc way back in the days and stuff like that.
Well, it's very like the trailer they showed was like really reminiscent of like how it used to look, but it's notably taken influence from like new MOBAs like Overwatch and what is it all? They're all the same.
Battleborn, Overwatch. It's a cartoony shooter up hero style.
But like
game.
rather than taking the art style, it looks like the sort of shooter type game mode, so they're sort of in the similar.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, so basically, and then second off, Elder Scrolls Legends. They've been talking about this for I don't know how long. Basically, so, that's always been up for debate and stuff like that.
That's
the online card game.
Yeah, basically.
Which I actually didn't think it was. When I first said, these online card games, it's a Hearthstone, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I didn't realise how popular it is.
Yeah, it's quite a popular thing, really, to be honest. And so at E3 we saw the campaign cinematic trailer. The card game base is on the the whole of the Elder Scrolls franchise. So you see some of your favourite characters and stuff like that. So
I'd be interested to see how that looks. I'm if it's sort of like a free trial or a demo or something, I'd definitely give that a go.
If there's an Orgnorth card, I'll probably get it. From
the description back to work.
You can go
a poor old Orgnorth.
Makes you wonder how easy do you have to collect these cards or do you have to purchase them and stuff like that?
Yeah,
I think it's just loads of mini it'll be like opening a pack of cards. It'll be
like boosted packs back in the day and stuff like that you have to buy.
Yeah, well, sorry, go on.
It'll be like one of those ones where you can either play the game for 400 hours to buy a pack, or you can just
spend a little money and you can have it right now, basically.
Yeah, there's a few CTGs do that already.
Yeah.
So it's already a system that's in place that people have accepted. So it's not a far stretch to say that.
Well, it shows how popular card games are getting now. Even Gwent from Witcher 3 is getting its own standalone thing. That's for another time, basically.
Yeah.
But saying that about Bethesda, when they released the Fallout Shelter app, I was expecting hundreds of mini transactions and that, but they were actually quite good.
It was just the one, wasn't it? It was like buying lunchboxes.
That was it. Lunchboxes if you wanted to do it, basically, and there was always deals on it and stuff like that. Like I can get 40 lunchboxes for half price or something. I think they did that once for what was it for? I think it was the week that Fallout 4 was coming out. So
Yeah.
As soon as they announced it last year, it was awesome because they announced it at E3, and then the end of the trailer was and it's available now.
Yeah.
And you just go home and download it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was quite. So if you want to go, there's a closed beta going. If you have to go to their website to sign up for the closed beta and stuff like that, and it's going to be released on Android, iOS, and PC. So obviously that's going to be a game everyone's going to have on their phone and be playing on the TV.
Yeah.
The good question is, with all this sort of cross-play stuff happening, will you be able to sort of play with your friends across platforms, Android to iOS, for example?
That's
seems doable these days.
It's doable these days. If they think about it for Xbox and PlayStation, obviously they might be able to translate it for Android and iOS, basically, because those are the two main competitors in the phone market and stuff like that.
You'd hope.
Yeah. Next part was the last bunch of the Fallout 3 DLC, like this.
Fallout 4.
Sorry, Fallout 4.
2006.
Gone back in time, basically. So Bethesda said this is the last I keep doing that. DLC that's going to be released for Fallout 4, and to be honest, I was expecting a lot more story. If you play the DLC for New Vegas and 3, there was expansion packs, there was new stories, new missions, new
areas and stuff.
Whereas 4 most of their DLC has gone on the workshop.
They've lent heavily into crafting and building in this one.
Don't get me wrong, I have fun with the system, but I think I really would have hoped that they put more effort on making new story and new areas to explore for the DLC. Like the biggest one they got is Nuka World, which is basically the stuff you can create your own raider gangs and stuff like that. And it's basically it takes place in an abandoned sort of Disney World, but it's themed on Nuka-Cola theme park. And it's overtaken by raiders. It looks pretty cool, and what we can see from the trailer just basically pans out, you can see some new armour there, and you see the entire theme park, basically. It looks good, to be honest.
It looks good. There's 2 before that one.
Yeah, basically, Wasteland Workshop updates. One of them is mechanisms. So stuff like... contraptions, basically. So things like rat trap and stuff like that.
Yeah,
mouse trap. Mouse trap. Like that. It's like a ball moves around in a gut. You can see basically what they've sent in the demonstration.
So you set like a little course where you shoot a ball in it and it'll go around. Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's just
I want
a lot of time.
That's not what I think Fallout is. Fallout is a survival game. You're like in a wasteland. You've got to sort of scrap for food and ammo, and then someone else going on building a mouse trap course. It doesn't fit for me.
It's just because you have to build these on settlement sites, so I guess I think they're just trying to think of new ways to use. Like, you won't need to make a settlement in every sort of location that you unlock, because there's tens of them. Basically, there's loads of places you can settle and stuff. Like, you don't need all that. So they probably think, how can we fill this space up? All right, we'll give them a space so they can make something quite wacky and stuff like that. You'll see probably a couple of clips on this on YouTube. People they've made creations.
They'll make
people there who do cool stuff and stuff like that.
It's like, but the best one I think is the new the new vault. So you can actually make your own vault in the game.
Yeah.
So if you played the PC version, you've had this on mods for basically years.
Well, they bring out mods as well for it, aren't they?
Well, mods, I think,
mod support is available for Xbox One now.
Yeah,
not for PS4.
PS4 is up at the end of this month, I believe.
Yeah,
so that's coming out, but like, it wasn't immediately for Xbox. Like, it was in trial runs and then nothing, and then at the end of last month it then came out live and stuff like that. And it's got a limit to how many mods you can do. I think it's like a 2 gigabyte limit,
something like that. Yeah,
it's ridiculously low considering how many good mods there are and stuff like that, and how much data files take these days.
Yeah, plus there's a massive restriction with licenses and stuff that you can get away with on PC that you can't get away with on consoles.
Yeah. I think more of the funnier mods, like, I think
take from licenses and stuff.
Yeah, like for Skyrim, for example, there's the famous mod where you place every dragon with Thomas the Tank.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a pretty one where they replace the dragon with Macho Man Randy Savage. He just goes, yeah! Instead of roaring and breathing fire.
I think that there are some issues with licensing, but I hope not, because that stuff's funny as hell.
Yeah, so
that's the best stuff.
The thing I was thinking, like, because I've always wanted to do Star Wars mods on my games, but I haven't got a PC, or I don't play Skyrim and Fallout on a PC, so instead of calling them Star Wars or lightsabers, they're like laser swords.
Yeah,
space.
Because there are Star Wars mods for Fallout 4. It's like they put lightsabers and stuff like that. And you dress up really like Darth Vader and stuff
Kylo
like
that. Stuff like that. There's some really cool ones.
But anyway, after that, we saw what basically everyone said was going to happen: Skyrim remastered, and basically the comparison shots between what it was like on PS3 and Xbox 360 to what it's going to be on the new platforms now. And I have to say, it looks really rather beautiful, to be honest.
It does look really nice, but I won't get it. Because I've played Skyrim for many, many hours, more than I'm willing to admit on camera. So I don't want to play it again.
What's your biggest save file? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I
can't even say.
I remember you on Oblivion. I think we played it, a long time ago. You spent a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I think one save file on Oblivion was like 200 hours. Like
I think decorating your house. God, it was. Yeah. If only you were like that organised with your actual house.
I was like that on the Hellfire DLC for Halfire. Yeah. I was like putting things in places like it has to be there and stuff like that. Save file for me was like 120 hours on everything basically.
But we discussed about this briefly last time. I think it might be too soon for a Skyrim remake. I think it's just quick. It's easier to do. I think David was saying last time an Oblivion. No, you were saying Oblivion remake.
I'd enjoy that more. Or Morrowind, but there's an issue with Morrowind because it's something to do with what was it? It was like resolution or something like that. It's not compatible. Blah blah blah. I'm sure they get away with that. They get some way to go around it. But Skyrim is an instant money maker, like you just said.
Yeah, things like I'll get it, but it's nothing to scream about.
I'm gonna get it. Because there's going to be a point where I'm going to sell my PS3 and I really want to play Skyrim's one of the games I want to keep because I enjoy it so much. So it's nice that it has got a full a updated compatible on the PS4 and stuff like that. Because the thing on the PS4, you can get games that are rented and stuff like that. It's not like Xbox where there's backwards compatibility. It's not like that on the PlayStation, so it's good for me personally.
Yeah, and there is a cool thing. Like, this is one thing that might bring you back is there is mod support for it. So
so it's like
a different experience if I can mod the game.
So like Fallout 4, there's going to be a new modding section, so that'd be quite nice.
The thing is, you were you're talking about, quite disappointed with lack of DLCs and stuff. To be honest, on Bethesda's point of view, you've got hundreds of modders keen to do their work for them.
And they work closely with the modders as well.
Yeah, so I'm happy for them to move on and make new games instead of rinsing us dry for DLC story. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's
they're working on other stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think it's quite good.
I think I was just looking for the same sort of thing that I was expecting in 3 New Vegas, which was big new story DLCs added on, stuff like new areas, new missions, and new activity sort of thing, rather than just updates to mechanics and stuff like that of the game.
Yeah. But I think just look at this.
I enjoyed Far Harbour. That was great. So I'm looking forward to Nuka World. So those are the 2 big ones that they've done, and then the rest of them are just Wakestone Workshop.
So when's the Skyrim remaster out?
It's coming out in October 28th of this year for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So that's gonna be.
Yeah, it's nothing too exciting.
Nothing too exciting.
It's good if maybe during that generation you missed it, and it's good. And then you get an even better version to come and try it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Grand Theft Auto 5. It's like Grand Theft Auto 5, isn't it? When they remastered that, everybody chipped in their PS3 versions and got immediately up to the PS4 and stuff like that. So it's the same thing, really. Yeah. Next off, we got Prey 2. So they've revealed the cinematic trailer, Groundhog Day style thing.
Did you guys see the trailer? Did you see the Prey 2 trailer?
No.
I have to admit, I didn't watch much of the Prey stuff because I've never played the game.
I'm not a fan of Prey because it's sort of horror. And I'm not too into the horror games.
Like jump scare.
It's not a jump scare, it's just sort of creepy monsters in dark rooms that are just lingering.
Well, like a Resident Evil sort of style.
Kind of. It's its own kind of horror, I think, Prey is. But it's just that sort of world where there's just around in a corner there's a giant ink monster in the shadows and you don't know it's there until it moves. Don't need that. Don't need that. But the trailer was really cool because it was like he'd wake up in the morning, make his coffee, go to work, and then he'd wake up and it was like the same news story on the TV, and then it happened like 4 or 5 times. It's like, so it's going to be a thing where you can sort of
time travel and stuff like that.
Yeah, over time you're going to learn what things to do and you'll perfect certain things. I thought that's a cool idea.
So that's slated for 2017. So basically for the 3 generations, basically.
Yep.
And then other Fallout news: Fallout Shelter is getting a big, huge revamp. It's coming to PC. There's quests now on this, and you can actually take when you actually send your Vault Dwellers on scouting missions, you can actually go to these new areas and take part and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it would be. It'll actually make me play the game. Because I played it a lot when it came out.
Because I'm pretty sure.
But every game on the app, it gets quite old quite quickly. And then
with Shelter, it came to a point where you'd sort of, well, for me anyway, the max number of the max number of Vault Dwellers you could have at the time was 100. I got 100 and then I sort of hit a wall where there's no end game and I was like, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah. Oh.
So
technical difficulties.
They since rectified that, and now there's another one. So you can have 200 Vault Dwellers, and there's going to be another huge update. So maybe
it was 200 originally, wasn't it?
It was 100 originally.
But it took 100 Dwellers to unlock every room.
Oh yeah.
So once you've unlocked the Nuka-Cola plan, which is the last one that you can unlock, which everyone said, all right, because that's all I did.
Yeah, you've completed.
Yeah, that's it. I've unlocked the last room. I've put it in there. What do I do now?
Yeah.
So this, I think, is trying to breathe in new life to the app, I think, which is good. It might get people picked up in again, but like any app, it's going to be...
Yeah.
It's forgotten really easy.
Oh,
You'll play it for a while when you're not doing anything else, and it's only because you're not doing anything else that you're playing it.
Yeah.
It's like I look at my phone
Are they going to charge for it? Is it going to be...
No,
it's a free update.
It's a free update. Like most updates on Android, on apps and stuff are free anyway.
Oh.
There we go, it's gone.
The light has gone, basically, so...
Let's finish up.
So we've got...
What else is...
fucking person is basically, okay? Fuck is it?
What are you saying, basically?
Right, keep on going.
That's our director, this.
What else is there?
Doom DLC, which is called Unto the Evil. So 3 new maps to be released, and the demo of the first level is available to download for next week, basically. So...
Sorry.
What?
Basically.
Damn.
What was that? Continue.
Doom DLC.
I could just see Alan behind me going...
Okay.
Man.
What were we saying? Doom DLC.
Doom DLC.
Unto the Evil. 3 new maps. The demo's going to be released next week, basically. For the very first
it's
level.
only available next week and then it's not available anymore.
Yeah, so it's like a closed beta. Nearly said it.
Yeah. It's a week-long demo. It'll be done then.
Basically.
Okay, what's next?
Fallout 4 VR, but yeah, damn it! Why do I keep saying
He's
it?
addicted.
I'm addicted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
Totally
VR.
addicted to
So it's the whole game in
basically.
VR.
Did you say it again?
It's so hard not to. It's so hard not to say it.
Fallout 4 VR.
Oh, God.
So the whole game in VR.
Yeah,
Okay,
they showed it at
You put,
E3.
you put
and
me
it
off
was just,
that every
there was
time.
like,
Yeah.
Every time I keep coming up to that point, it's like it wants to say it.
they let people play around the Red Rocket area and Sanctuary, and they had stuff that you could do that the VR would pick up on, and they advised people not to go any further because they hadn't developed stuff like
Yeah.
that. So they're not there yet, but apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
From what the developers
Funny enough,
said of it.
yeah, it looks.
Funny enough,
amazing.
it looks like a good game.
Yeah.
like you were just asking me before we did the podcast, like because I'm not big on the whole VR thing. I don't see the emphasis and the point of it. Like I'm not going to waste whatever 300 quid for it, basically, or whatever how much it charge.
Well, yeah, they announced the price. We'll do that in the Sony conference.
You say
Yes.
this, but if you tried it, come
Yeah.
on, Dave, Fallout 4.
I'm
You would.
I might be sold on it.
You would.
Yeah, maybe, but
Yeah, I think you- I don't
I
know.
think there has to be some more titles for it that I might be interested in order for me to justify buying it.
Yeah. I think the thing with the VR, it has to be the type of games that comes with it. You know, the Fallout 4 would be amazing, but other games just, I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're going to get a PSVR, there is going to be a big library for you to choose from at start at launch. But we'll get into that
Another time. Another
in
time.
the
Another time.
Sony conference when we do the breakdown
Yep.
for that. So that's going to be released on Vive in 2017. And the last thing that they showed was the new Dishonored 2, basically.
Yep.
Damn it.
They showed a gameplay trailer which looked really cool. Like if you've seen stuff, have you played Dishonored 1?
No, no.
If you've seen stuff from the old game,
Yeah.
it looks like vastly improved. Like I wasn't impressed by the old game, but now I kind of really want to try this one.
Yeah.
because
I avoided it because it gave off like an Assassin's Creed type of vibe.
it's nothing like
to it.
Assassin's Creed at all.
Probably when you first look at it, you think, but then if you played the game and know the story and stuff like that, you see like, oh, this is way different.
Yeah, and there was a thing where like choice is a huge thing in this game. So you can at the start of the game, this guy gives you your powers, but he asks you like, do you want these powers? And obviously you're supposed to say, yeah, okay, give me these powers, and then you collect more powers throughout the game. But you can just say no, and then you can play the whole game without any powers, which it's just like playing on hard mode.
Yeah.
So you've got that option, which I think is really cool.
It's pretty funny.
So they demonstrated a gameplay trailer, some new demos showcasing the new abilities, new locations that are going to be in this game.
Mm-hmm.
A collector's edition was announced.
Yeah, with the sort of iconic masks, if they're
Yeah.
iconic, the
Do you
standard
think
masks that they've got.
Because Bethesda usually do quite good collector's editions and stuff like that. So do you think that this is a good? Is it worth the money? Do you think?
Not for me. I mean, I'm not a Dishonored fan, so
If I was a Dishonored fan,
if you were a Dishonored fan,
ask a Dishonored fan for getting honest
Yeah.
I tell you
response.
what, I was going to buy something from Bethesda the other day, but it would have been the most expensive impulse buy. It was 4 records LP of Fallout 4 soundtrack, and the records were blue
ink
and yellow.
spots, the
You
ink
didn't
spots.
buy these.
No,
And you didn't buy them.
edition.
How much are they?
So they're $80, but the shipping would have been like 40 quid.
Wow.
Would have been worth
And I
it.
don't have a record player.
Exactly.
So I was like, I was really close to buying that, and then I thought, I actually don't have a
So
record player.
Dishonored 2's got a slated release for November 11th. Bethesda seem to like the month of November to release
They
things,
do.
don't they?
Well, it's Christmas.
Was it November 11th that came out? Fallout came out?
November 10th,
November
that
10th.
was.
Okay. Close.
Close.
Skyrim came
Was it
out.
11/11?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Skyrim was 11/11.
They do like that. They just love that time period, apparently.
Oh, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like the month before Christmas, like you can sort of get it because if you release stuff in October, somebody was like, "Oh, you got to get it for Christmas." You have to wait then 2 months before you can play it. These in November is sort of like it's still you can still get into the game quite new, and nothing would have been spoiled too much. So it's a good month to release things, especially to get them for Christmas presents.
Yeah. But
And that concludes Bethesda's E3 conference. So, in general thoughts then of the whole thing, what did you think? Because they had a big
well, there's some stuff we haven't
follow-up
actually
from
mentioned because
last year's one.
Todd Howard came out and said,
Yeah.
they actually are working on
Two
the next.
Oh, yeah. Two new IPs.
I forgot about it. Yeah, they were thinking on new 2 IPs because everyone was bugging them about a new Elder Scrolls 6 stuff. I said it is in the pipeline.
Isn't one of those.
No,
6 is a third.
it's going to be after they've done these 2 new things. What these 2 new things are, we have no clue. There's no No, but they're going to be big, and then obviously they're going to be new IP for Bethesda, maybe, or maybe even bringing up old ones. Who
Maybe
knows?
that might be next
Who knows?
E3. We'll get those two.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
But they're really good Bethesda because they have a very short period from showing off the game and
To when it's
releasing
actually
it.
Yeah, well, I watched an interview with Todd Howard when he was just like, I hate it when people announce games and then 2 years or 3 years later they finally release it. He's all about releasing some footage, getting people hyped, and then saying now you can play it.
Yeah, Fallout 4 last year E3.
Like he did the shelter. He said you can download this now as of this conference. You can download it, and when they announced the release date for it, everyone's like, yeah, because everyone was expecting everyone was expecting it to be like sort of this year sometime, or maybe even this quarter and stuff like that. Like, no, you're gonna get it November this year.
Compared to last year's E3, this was not as good because they sort of set a precipice. Announcing Fallout 4 and the shelter and all that stuff. It was a really good conference. And this is their second conference that they've ever done.
Yeah.
So
it's not bad.
It was okay. I mean, it was alright.
But the games they make, they're good quality games and they take time. So it'd be ridiculous to expect they make something good every year.
But another thing that you always expect with Bethesda games is bugs.
Oh yeah,
bugs.
bugs.
But they're great, big games, massive story, loads of choice, load of freedoms. Like, what else can you ask for, really?
They say bugs, but I don't think it's ever stopped me from.
No. I've never come across
bugs.
a really bad game-breaking bug that felt like, oh, well, I can't play that.
Every now and then you get one of those cows on Fallout 4 on a roof or something like that. But that's just hilarious.
It's annoying and hilarious, and then you might encounter like the odd little unassociated quest that can't be completed. Like, it's not even marked in your logbook and stuff. It's just a small little thing. You feel like, oh, that's a bit annoying.
But it's just the little stuff, like you say, it's quite funny. Like, when you're outside the building and the door's locked, if you can get to a chair, you can actually just sit in the chair and break in the building.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
Is that still ongoing?
It did work. It might have been patched, but it's pretty funny. Because all you have to do is just, these houses where it's locked from the outside, you obviously come from somewhere else to the basement or something like that. But if you just sit in the chair, if you can, in range of sitting, you can just sit and they'll just take you there. Cool. So it's bugs like that. I know.
It's like all the money-making bugs, like the dog meat duplication glitch, everything, all that gets patched out immediately.
It's game-breaking glitches and bugs.
Yeah.
When I bought the Fallout 4, some guy in the shop said, "Oh yeah, I did the cheat to get loads of money and just buy this gun." And I was like,
it sort of defeats the point, basically.
Put it for yourself, just whatever.
It defeats the point of the game, which is where you have to build up all this stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought it was good.
Yeah,
but
it was a good conference.
It's a good conference, I think.
Maybe it was DLC a little bit upset about it, but oh well. I'm going to look forward to it anyway.
It's more content. It's different opinions. Like, think of what you could do now in Fallout 4, for example, to Fallout 3.
Yeah, loads of things.
You completed the game Fallout 3, and that was it. You had to
stop.
Stop.
And it wasn't until Broken Steel that they allowed you to continue past the end game point.
Yeah. Like they've given enough stuff to give this game life for. Okay, if you do every story thing, everything, you can still do ridiculous things in your settlements, which is.
I think that's what they're doing now. It's like, you've done all the quests. Here's some wacky things. I want to have fun, basically.
So that was Bethesda's conference.
Yeah.
Done with.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing more of these conference breakdowns, and stay with ShedNet. So we're all signing out here, basically. God almighty.
Oh, sorry.
That was the best podcast.
Oh, that was funny.